Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scrimmage here, and today we are going to be watching YouTube's Darkest Videos Part 9. So I hope you guys and girls enjoy it. But enough of that. Let's get right into the video. Yes, sir.
The following video is sponsored by Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
There's no save like Simply Safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now arriving our Wasco station top.
On the morning of March 22nd, 2024, the Kern County Sheriff's Office was flooded with calls about an incident that had taken place near the Wasco Amtrak station in Wasco, California. The incident involved a pedestrian who was reportedly walking dangerously close to an active train track before being struck by an oncoming locomotive, a situation that authorities knew was likely unsurvivable. Police arrived at the scene shortly after 8 a.m. and were met with the bloody aftermath of the accident, as they found 48-year-old Horatio Ayala Penosa deceased on the tracks, with the force of the impact being so strong that his body was torn apart and scattered all throughout the area. At first, it was believed to have been a clear-cut.
That's insane,
but after
dude.
interviewing some of the witnesses, police learned that the man. The following video is sponsored by Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Alright, cool. The Wasco encounter, train encounter.
On the morning of March 22nd, 2024, the Kern County Sheriff's Office was flooded with calls about an incident that had taken place near the Wasco Amtrak station in Wasco, California. The incident involved a pedestrian who was reportedly walking dangerously close to an active train track before being struck by an oncoming locomotive, a situation that authorities knew was likely unsurvivable. Police arrived at the scene shortly after 8 a.m. and were met with the bloody aftermath of the accident, as they found 48-year-old Horatio Ayala Penosa deceased on the tracks, with the force of the impact being so strong that his body was torn apart and scattered all throughout the area. At first, it was believed to have been a clear-cut.
Holy shit.
But after interviewing some of the witnesses, police learned that the man had never stepped.
Was it because of mental health issues, or like what would it be for?
In front of the train, and rather he had actually been sucked underneath as a result of walking too closely, painting a clearer picture that
sucked underneath
that this was all a tragic accident. But as police were conducting these interviews, one strange detail
someone killed his ass for sure
kept coming up, as apparently Horatio wasn't the only one on the tracks around the time of the incident, with there allegedly having been one other man standing nearby, a man who took off shortly after Horatio had been killed. And strangely, witnesses believe they saw the man reach down and pick something up before leaving. For the officers on the scene, finding this man became the next obvious order of business. But by this point, he had already found himself a few blocks away, where he was spotted by a group of construction workers.
Dude, that'd be crazy though, seeing like a body like implode, right? And like body parts everywhere. It's kind of fucked.
Watched as the man
the scariest shit I've seen. Let me know down in the comments if y'all want a story time, you know?
Walked towards them, appearing to hold some sort of large item in one of his hands.
I can't
the same item
the sauce
that had been taken
if
from
y'all
the train
don't want
tracks. And the closer he got, the clearer it became what exactly this thing was.
I'm sorry if y'all hear me like sniffle and snuffle and shit bags and ruffle. It's just that I got sick and shit, you know?
It was a human leg.
Can't do shit about it. Yo, you can watch this on there?
For some inexplicable reason, when the train had dismembered Horatio, this man had run over and picked up his leg, and he was now waving that leg on the sidewalk of a nearby road, with the construction crew claiming that he had been banging it against the fence as he walked towards them, and at one point had even struck the leg against one of their machines. Upon the realization, a wave of fear washed over the group, as they were unsure what this man had done to get this leg, or what he would do next, though that was something that even the wildest of imaginations could have never predicted.
He wiped his mouth with his right hand. Some shit. Yo!
As the man looked down at the leg, he began eating it. As the workers
okay. Nah, fuck all that, bro. I had to skip it. I don't want this shit to get demonetized, bro.
It was just past 10 p.m. Safely tucked away in her second-story apartment, 20-year-old
Nah, I want this shit. As a matter of fact, I want this shit to be taken down.
Hannah Vivaretti set up her phone to record a video of herself dancing. For her, this was a meditative practice, a way of unwinding after a long, stressful day, and to truly feel at peace.
Nah, that's how I feel like dancers would like flow, you know.
But that day, fate had other plans.
This is the video where the guy pops up out of fucking nowhere and she tells him to leave, and then she tries to get out and shit. I think.
As Hannah was dancing, something off camera caused her to stop dead in her tracks and yell, "Who are you?" It was a man whom Hannah had never seen before, standing in the doorway of her balcony, which again was on the second floor, meaning that man had climbed up, cracked open the door, and was now standing in her home staring at her, quietly muttering nonsensically with a big grin on his face.
Who are you? Who are you? Please get off.
Hannah stopped the music and again asked, "Who are you?" To which the man responded by saying,
Please get out.
Your friend? Am I your friend?
Yes.
Are you sure?
but her demeanor and the panic in her voice made it all too clear that this was far from the case.
Who are you? Please get out of my apartment right now.
She started to make her way over to her phone and then towards the front door. All the while, the man kept calmly insisting that they be friends, but Hannah was having none of it.
Fuck on
Please
that.
get out of my apartment right now.
Opening her front door and in the process,
Get out. Get out.
pointing the camera directly at the intruder, giving us our first and only glimpse of the man, as he's standing still in the balcony doorway.
Oh yeah, fuck
And with
that.
her front door now open, she yelled at him to get out, loud enough for the neighbors to hear.
Get out.
Which finally caused the man to retreat. As it turns out, Hannah did actually know who this man was, at least vaguely, as he lived in the same apartment complex, but he never actually
Oh
spoke to
yeah,
her.
that
He would always
motherfucker's a weirdo.
just stare and smile, making it apparent that he had some sort of sick interest in her. As for why he entered her home that night, it's fairly obvious that his intentions were
He
incredibly
hopped in her
sinister,
balcony
with Hannah
and did
recalling
the
that during the
fucking-
entire experience,
yeah.
his hands never left his hoodie pocket, making her wonder if he was holding onto some sort of weapon that he may have been planning to use on her. But thankfully, because of her swift reaction, we'll never truly know what he had planned that
Fuck.
night. Days after the incident, police would arrest 36-year-old Angel Moses Rodriguez Gomez and charge him with stalking, second-degree assault, third and fourth-degree burglary,
He
and
got
malicious destruction of
fucking
property.
Pissed off.
But surprisingly, shortly after his arrest, they allowed him to walk free on bail.
What?
And given that he
No, yo, this happened yesterday with the fucking Part 8.
lived in the same apartment complex as Hannah and clearly knew where she lived, this decision was incredibly controversial, with Hannah herself stating in an interview that, "I just don't think it's fair that he's walking freely right now, and I have to watch my back at every angle." Thankfully, the court's decision would not lead to any further escalations in the case, and today Angel no longer lives in the country, but the footage is incredibly chilling nonetheless, and it sent me down a rabbit hole of home invasion videos late the other night. And here on YouTube, I came across countless unsettling examples. One such example comes from Saratov, Russia, and shows a woman moments after being awoken by the sound of knocking as she lay in bed in her apartment. It was around 4:30 a.m., which was already unusual enough, but things became downright horrifying for her when she realized that the knocking wasn't coming from the door, it was coming from the window. Outside of her window was a man banging his head against the glass over and over again.
Oh nah, let me say.
And
Fuck
equally as
that.
disturbing, this woman's unit wasn't on the first floor. She was 2 stories up, and she didn't have a balcony. Across the street, a neighbor filmed the incident as it happened, showing us that the man was standing on one of the building's gas pipes while he continued to strike the window. Eventually, these hits grew so forceful that the glass started to break, and his head began bleeding profusely, finally leading to the man stopping, but not in the pursuit of entering the home.
Что?
У него пена изо рта.
Слушай, я тут
башка пенная должна, у меня бешенство или что? Ну, бля, попей мочи, иди отсюда уже.
As he instead climbed to a different window where he attempted to peel it open with his fingers. But by this point, police had already arrived on the scene, and eventually the man would be forced down and placed under arrest.
That's
We're
good.
looking for an explanation as to why this man was doing this.
Dude, he looks fucking. Wow.
It appears that he was under the influence of bath salts during the ordeal.
Bad song.
But aside from this, I couldn't find any other information about the man's identity, or whatever became of him.
Wait, don't those motherfuckers have like superhuman strengths and shit when like they do that drug? That's fucked.
But I was able to find that this clip doesn't tell the entire story, as the woman behind the camera actually spoke to a local reporter and provided additional context to the ordeal, which only made the story more terrifying. At first, he knocked with his hands. Then he began to peck at me at the window with his head for an hour and a half without stopping. After that, he started shouting my name to the whole yard.
Fucked.
He was foaming at the mouth. His whole face
So his face was covered in blood, dude. Foaming at the mouth. He was smashing his head on the fucking. Jeez. That's fucked.
the victims had never even spoken to makes them especially unsettling, as it shows that you really never know who's watching and who might be upset. She had no idea who this man was, or how he could have even known her name. An emotion that was only further heightened when he discovered that she was staying with a man, a friend of theirs. And on the 25th of May, he would show up at his doorstep and ask to speak to Maria. Inside, the male friend and Maria both refused to let him in and told him to leave. And for a moment, he did, though only temporarily, as he would return minutes later, this time armed with a ladder. And noticing what he was trying to do, the homeowner began recording on his cell phone. As he said this, his demeanor was unsettlingly calm as he continues making his way up the ladder.
Mohammed, du kommer inte upp här. Du kommer inte in I mitt hem. Du kommer inte in I mitt hem, Mohammed.
With his demeanor being so calm that the cameraman couldn't tell if Mohammed was a threat or not, though it wouldn't take long for him to get his answer.
Du kommer inte in I mitt hem. Därför
Oh shit. Yo, he punched him in his head.
Han sköt mig med en kniv.
In an instant, Mohammed struck the cameraman, causing him to retreat into his room, closing the sliding glass door just in time for Mohammed to step on the balcony and brandish a large kitchen knife.
Yo!
Såg ni det? Du, han krossar glaset med en sten.
Dude, first of all, while you're over there fucking screaming at him through the pained fucking glass, I would have already been dipped out, bro. So you're a fucking
Still dazed by the attack, the man holding the camera retreated even further into the house, while Maria had already run into the bathroom and locked the door behind her, a door that Mohammed would quickly rush over to.
Släpp in mig på dörren så han kommer in. Han kommer in, Maria. Mohammed, hugg du. Mohammed, du högg mig redan.
And desperately tried to open, even trying to use his knife to turn the lock, as that lock was the only thing standing in the way of what he was there to do. What exactly that was is unknown, as police would manage to arrive on the scene within minutes of this footage being taken, where they would arrest Mohammed before he was able to get to Maria. But
wait, he didn't stab the fucker?
it's clear based on the fact that he had a weapon on him and his desperate attempt to breach the house that he didn't just want to have a conversation. In the end, the man filming was left with only minor cuts. Mohammed was sentenced to 2 years in prison as well as a 10-year ban from the country
that
of
motherfucker
Sweden,
looked like
leaving
he-
us with 3 haunting videos of
He looks like he's done all that shit before, so that's scary.
3 disturbed intruders, whose true intentions will thankfully never be known.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the
fucking
spookiest time of the
horrible.
year, a time when the consumption of this content often occurs.
Alright,
Never
my-
points
Alright,
you
my
have
boy.
camera feeds
Alright,
any-
my boy. Alright, my boy. Fuck out of here. Damn, I should have paused. Then.
Alright, hey folks, this is Noah, getting my blog live. Trucks and lots of trucks.
This is the very first footage that Noah Harpone would post to YouTube. After years of
This
having a
one
channel,
called?
Noah finally decided to
video
give
blog
uploading
number
a try,
2.
posting this inaugural video to
Noah
a self-titled
Harpum.
channel on October 29th, 2015, titling it
That's cool.
102915 Video Blog Number 1, and introducing himself to the platform with a simple "Hello World" in the description,
No, but I did want a sermon given by a,
who had garnered a large following online. And despite the sermon being over an hour long, Harpem goes through it point by point, critiquing everything that he said. And the more he before those uploads would come, Noah had pinned a website in his description that directed users to a blog post written by him that same day, titled, "Is my dad in a
And a cool universe.
cult? Even worse, is it satanic?" Throughout the writing, Harpem loosely provides additional context for his video, as he breaks down a sermon given by Pastor Bill, who is shown to be Bill Johnson, a well-known preacher from the Bethel Church in Redding, California, who had garnered a large following online. And despite the sermon being over an hour long, Harpem goes through it point by point, critiquing everything that he said. And the more he typed, the more angry he got. And the more angry he got, the more nonsensical his words became. I'm attempting to present a case that shows the leader of this prestigious institution, along with a select group of rulers, are using mind control techniques to poison and confuse legions of useful idiots that slave away to keep the institution humming along, and that this man, Pastor Bill
Nah, but for real now, I think I'm gonna get like a new little thing, like a set or some shit for sure.
Johnson and his ruling caste are using mind control to keep people imbalanced and ignorant, in a state of perpetual waiting for the material world to be defied, while they themselves are profiting immensely in this material world. The blog gives us a peek behind the curtain of the man shown in this video, a man who seems to be clearly mentally unwell, paranoid, and very angry, with the post making it clear that the purpose of Noah's content was to bring this pastor
He's
down.
cooked. He's a cooked guy. Paranoid.
And video blog
It's
number
the
2,
worst.
as just 2 days after posting this video, Noah's life would take a drastic turn.
Don't tell me he thinks the FBI is like trying to get him and like this and that. He would have already been on the world's wanted list, so the world's most wanted list.
Colorado Springs 911, what's the exact location of your emergency?
It's a,
Repeat that one more time for me and make sure I had it correct.
well, it's across the street from me. I'm calling from my address.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Well, there's a guy walking around with like 2 cans of gasoline or something, 2 small cans, and a big, like a rifle. It's black, and it had a strap around it. He's walking up to doors and stuff.
At 8:35 a.m. on Halloween morning, a woman named Naomi Bettis called 911 after witnessing a suspicious man walking around her neighborhood in Colorado Springs, as she watched him carrying several cans of gas, as well as an AR-15 that was hung over his shoulder. She didn't know it at the time, but this man was her neighbor, Noah Harpem.
And then I seen that he walked into the building, and the glass window at that business is broke.
And that's a business? What's the name of the business?
I have no idea, but I just know I don't know if it's a fake gun, BB gun, but it looks pretty scary.
As the call progresses, Naomi explains that she had watched him enter a nearby business
That's
where
fucked.
one of the windows appeared to have
Jeez.
been broken. She wasn't sure if anything illegal had happened at this point, but she was convinced that Noah was up to something sinister, which based on what he had in his possession seemed to be the only logical conclusion. However, this concern wasn't
That's
felt
what
by
he
everyone.
had.
Okay. And you said it looked like a long gun, correct? Like a rifle?
Yes,
Well, it is an open carry state, so he can have a weapon with him or walking around with it. But of course, having those gas cans, it does seem pretty suspicious. So we're going to keep the call going for that.
Okay, and the window's broken to that business downstairs, so.
Right. And you said he's now upstairs, correct?
Yes.
And are you or anyone else in immediate danger?
No.
Okay.
As the operator seemingly brushed aside the incident, stating that she was only keeping the call going because the gas cans could be suspicious. However, even with that, the report still wasn't taken seriously, as the dispatcher hung up on her shoulder.
Dude, yo, this is why dispatchers are fucking I keep saying it. Like, some are like they don't like their brain doesn't function. That the people still need fucking help. So Noah's a fucking fuckhead is what he is. Right?
4 minutes after her call with police ended, and 10 minutes after first reporting Noah's behavior, Naomi would dial 911 once again. Only this time, her demeanor was far different.
I just called a few minutes ago, and the guy came back out, and He fired a gun at somebody and he's laying on the street dead. Oh my God. You sent an ambulance too.
Naomi's worst fears had come true, as she frantically told dispatch that the man carrying the gun had just shot and killed someone outside of her home.
Oh my God.
Okay, calm down, okay? Stay with me. I'm just putting that in.
Dude, this video is pissing me off, bro. Like, if the dispatcher knows that even though they say that they're not in immediate danger, they still gotta go and scope out the spot. Like, what are they doing, bro? Like, I'm not even part of that team, you know, that cops and shit. Nah, fuck all that. I'm part of my own team, bro. But them, like, some of them are like, seriously.
To the call. Is anyone in immediate danger?
No, that I can see or think. No.
In response, the operator bizarrely asks if anyone else is in danger, but Naomi, likely in a state of shock, answers no, before immediately realizing that Noah was heading
No, like, serious shit. Like, the police from nowadays, they're just moronic fucking
in the direction of Platt Avenue, which was known to be a busier neighborhood.
Maybe on Platt Avenue there might be people in danger.
Naomi, I need the suspect's description. Do you know his name?
No, I don't.
Okay, is he white, black, Hispanic,
He's
Asian?
white, and he's got long curly hair coming out of his cap.
She desperately tried to relay that more people were likely in harm's way, only to be immediately proven right just seconds later.
I think, yeah, there's people outside that might be in danger up on Platt.
Okay.
Oh, I just heard another gun fire. Oh my God.
When she hears more gunshots, prompting the operator to once again ask,
Yeah, they need to call an ambulance or something right away.
Okay. Is anyone
dude,
in
oh my
danger?
I fucking
Only
can't.
people up.
Yo, the dispatchers are I'ma skip this, dude. Yeah, I'm fucking mad.
this to me was that this video was published just 2 days before the killings, and it was clearly not meant to be a one-off post. It was something that he seemed genuinely excited to continue, yet not even 48 hours later, he resorted to this. What happened in that time frame may never be known, but the effects of it will last forever.
Did he smack himself?
And I can't help but wonder how differently this all could have gone if that initial 911 operator had just taken Naomi's report seriously.
Yeah, but no, the dispatchers are I mean, the operator, the 911 operator, they're so, like, dude, nah. I know they're supposed to stay on the phone with you and, like, tell you this and that. That's all I know. I read it on Google and shit, so, like, they like, stay on the phone with you and, like, they, like, chill and shit until, like, the officers come and shit. I read it on Google.
Noah's spree didn't start for a full 10 minutes after she started that call, which would have been more than enough time for police to intervene. But instead, Noah was given all the time he needed to end 3 innocent lives.
My fault. The Diogar ropeway incident.
It wasn't an attraction for the faint of heart. Standing over 1,300 feet above the ground, the Diogar ropeway was built to take tourists up and down the Trikut mountain in Jharkhand, India.
Yeah,
It was the tallest
fuck
cable
that,
in the
brother.
entire country, offering an unparalleled view of Diogar and the picturesque landscape around it. Because of this, videos have long since been posted on YouTube showing just how dramatic of a ride this truly is, with one such video being recorded on April 10th, 2022.
That sounds like some Final Destination shit right there. Fuck that. Not that I would never get up on that shit. Sir.
That day, a woman and her family had been filming their adventure to the
That's that ass some Final Destination shit. Some shit that, like, if you go on it, you'll fucking die.
Trikut Mountain, and we're now filming a first-person view of the descent back down. It wasn't the kind of place for anyone with a fear of heights, and the loud sounds of the car passing the support towers only added to the anxiety of the trip. But the group filming this all remained relatively calm, quietly conversing to themselves, seemingly unfazed by the spectacular height. even enjoying it. A feeling that wouldn't last.
No shot, some Final Destination shit, I told ya. Man, see, that's why I don't get up on these, like, get on these fucking rides and shit. Like the ones where, like, it's a fucking cable car. Fuck that. No shot. You, not even if a motherfucker gave me $1 million, I'll get on a fucking cable car. There's no shot. That's it's my fear for real. Oh my god, see, that's why
Without
I
any
don't.
warning, the car was met with a massive force, sending the occupants and the camera to the floor, causing the footage to go dark. In that moment, one of the ropeway's axles had dislodged, causing a failure on the pulley system, which resulted in 2 carts crashing into each other, and the rest coming to a sudden and violent halt. The impact was brutal, but somewhat surprisingly, the footage continued. Showing just enough to reveal that the ropeway and the cabin these people were in were both still intact, before the recording came to an end. This group had survived the impact,
Moly.
but the nightmare was far from over.
Don't tell me people died, dude.
News of the collision quickly spread throughout the region, leading to the scene being flooded with rescuers and news crews alike, with everyone trying to figure out what exactly was happening, and the initial prognosis was grim. In the impact, 1 man in a separate car had been killed, and many others were left injured. And making matters worse, due to the broken axle, the ropeway was now no longer operational, meaning that the 70+ people spread throughout the various cars were now stuck, some of whom were still suspended over 1,000 feet in the air. It was going to be an incredibly difficult rescue operation, just given the height of the ropeway.
Dude, did one of the ropes like fucking like fall and crack?
Alone. And ultimately, it was determined that the Indian Air Force would utilize their special top-of-the-line helicopters to fly over the cars and lower down ropes with harnesses attached to them for survivors, who then would strap themselves in and be hoisted up to the helicopter above.
Did y'all know, like, they used to, like, in, like, back in the day, this is a long ass time ago, like, if a motherfucker fell from, like, the 50th floor and he survived while he was working construction or whatever the fuck, if a motherfucker would fall from the 50th floor and he would have survived, the ambulance, they wouldn't take you in the trucks. They would take you in the helicopter while strapped. Like if you broke your fucking shit and all that stuff, they like strap you down into the beds and they'll take you like that, lifting up to the fucking hospital. That's fucking insane. Dude, I've never seen that. Like, you know, I've seen footage. I saw that yesterday. Oh my god, dude. Like, I'll pop it up right here on the fucking screens if I find the clip again, because it was on Twitter, so yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Using an electronic winch. It took hours for them to even make their first attempt,
They would do
before
like
finally
that, bro.
trying their approach on a middle-aged man, who slid on his rescue strap and was then slowly pulled up towards safety.
Look, yo, you know how that person's hanging like that? They would hang the stretcher. It wasn't like a stretcher with wheels. It was just like the top part of the bed. And they would like strap him to the fucking helicopter and shit and take him like that. That's fucking sick, dude. You'll be feeling like Superman and shit.
The footage of this is horrifying. These people were already over 1,000 feet in the air when their cars got stuck, and now they were being lifted even higher, tethered only by a single rope and a safety harness. Worst of all, it was a particularly windy day, which was made worse by the swirling of the helicopter blades, a combination that caused the man to start swinging wildly from side to side as he hung onto the rope for dear life. It was a grueling journey up, but finally the man reached the aircraft, and with safety just a few feet away, he instinctively reached his arms above his head in an attempt to grab onto the helicopter.
The shot
a
he fell.
decision that would have disastrous effects. As he did so, his harness slid upwards and was pulled over his shoulders, and then over his arms, before eventually landing in his hands, meaning the only thing left holding him up was his own grip, as he clung to the now useless harness. For a full minute he dangled there, just inches away from rescue. Meanwhile, the rescue crew searched the craft for something they could use to safely hoist him in, but before they got the chance, the man slipped out of his harness, momentarily catching himself on the side of the helicopter itself. But by this point, his strength was gone, and seconds later, his grip would fail for good. Causing him to plummet approximately 2,000 feet to the ground below, killing him instantly. For those waiting to be rescued, the sight was
Dude,
especially grim,
I
as
fucking
they watched the man who
can't,
they
bro.
thought had made it to safety
This
fall to the
video's
ground
fucking rage baiting, dude.
right in front of them. The fear they must have
We're
felt.
fucking done.
The
No,
what-
I don't care. I don't give a fuck, dude. Blah blah blah. Yo, go check out the fucking video, dude. His name is. Let's see what his fucking name is. Nick Crowley is his fucking name. So yeah, yeah. Let me full screen real quick. Well, boys and girls, I hope you have a fucking wonderful day. I know today. I think what's today? Oh shit, it's already fucking Friday. So today I have a game night. So if y'all don't know where I be at, like for the game nights and shit, either join Geo's group on Discord or join Destiny's. Her name's not Destiny anymore. It's Cyanide. It's yeah, I'll put her shit down below in the description so you guys can go join the group and like have fun there and like chill and hang out with people and shit like that and get to know cool ass people. But yeah, enough of that stuff. I'm gonna do the outro. But yeah. Well, boys and girls, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, please follow punch that bell icon on the mouth for me so you guys can get a notification when I upload a new video. And as always, I love y'all and stay motherfucking wicked. See y'all on motherfucking Monday.